the world's greatest podcast in America, Cody McClure, John Reed. What do you think about that? Switching the names.
I got top billing on this episode, huh?
All the mailbag questions are for you, buddy. So you're the star of this program.
How you doing this evening, Sugar Tits?
My back is really sore. I'm wearing a hat indoors at 9:30 just to promote the new Fan Run Radio merch shop, which should be live by the time everyone hears this. Go give me some money, buy some gear. I am in charge of helping run the gear now, so go buy it. I believe I'll be putting a shirt up for us too, by the way.
For us?
Yeah, do you feel a type of way about that?
I feel like I should probably get a cut off of it.
Well, that's what I'm asking, if you feel a type of way about it.
Is it going to be sleeveless?
I reckon it'll just knock off some of the interest you owe me.
All I recommend is that we make it sleeveless.
I'm not going to make it sleeveless. It'll be basic. I think the one I'm going to put up is just going to be like the logo of the podcast for now. Maybe I'll get into developing something a little more unique down the road.
I like how on this episode we pulled the old switcheroo. I'm not wearing a hat, and you started with a hat, which is totally opposite, because normally you don't have a hat, and normally I'm wearing a hat. But you want to know why? You know why I'm not wearing a hat?
Because you just got out of the shower?
Because I showered today. Yeah.
Looks like you just got out of the shower.
No, I just got back from Papados is what I just got back from, but shopfanrunradio.com.
This hat won't even be in the store, by the way, either. So it's not really advertising anything. This is a one of one.
Oh.
The woman at the store made this little pouch, this little button or whatever, this pouch, basically. Patch, I guess patch. I should say. Yeah, not a pouch, a patch. Yeah. She made it, was messing around, then sewed it on the hat. So there's only one of these. And I was like, I'll take it. So now it's mine. This is a limited edition, very limited edition, a collector's item.
Collector's item with the patch, not a pouch.
Yeah.
A pouch. A pouch is what a kangaroo has. A kangaroo has a pouch. There's
chewing tobacco.
Pouches. Chewing tobacco, yeah, it comes in a pouch. There's a mail pouch. You know, mailman used to have a mail pouch. I don't know if they still have that. I don't know.
Your mother's vagina.
Yes,
I call it a pouch.
Vagina. Yes.
No, your mother's vagina. I call it a pouch.
I heard you. Your mother's vagina.
No, yours. Not yours. Yours.
How do you like Sugar Tits for a nickname?
Makes me sound sweet.
How do you like my mug? I don't know if I've debuted this one. You know, I'm a bit of a coffee.
Back it up. Too close.
I'm a bit of a coffee mug collector.
Muscle Shoals Sound. Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, you know where that's from?
Muscle Shoals?
Muscle Shoals, Alabama. That's right.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit of a mug collector, but I've only got like 4 or 5 of them now because I keep breaking them. So you can't really be a collector if you've only got 4 or 5. But
what do you think of my mug?
I think it looks like a wasted first-round draft pick.
In the past, you would be correct.
The reason I have a mug is because I'm drinking coffee, even though we're recording this in the evening. And
9:30. It's 9:30 on Tuesday. I've just did 3 hours of morning radio yesterday. I podcasted with you yesterday. I had to get the video up. I had to do all this. I had to do more hours of radio today. I had to upload more YouTube videos. I was just editing a video of Russell and Houston in the drive and Bear. And now here we are back for a nighttime edition. The grind never stops.
The content must continue. But I was going to tell you the reason I'm drinking coffee so late is because I'm having a carb overload because I tried Papados for the first time.
How was it?
That's right. Here we go again. Another podcast starting with a food review. It was delicious. All the hype is warranted. It was delicious. I had a great experience, great service, great food, top notch. If you're
Isn't
ever
that
down,
nice? Isn't that nice when something lives up to the hype?
yeah, yeah, it is because a lot of things don't, you know. So it's got a big reputation down here. If you ever take a girl on a date down here for some reason, take her to Papados.
You can
I
catch me at
had
Papados eating steak and shrimp
I
for
had
show.
the what did I have? I had the
I
pasta
don't, I
Mardi
don't, I don't
Gras.
care. I don't care what you have. But speaking of things living up to the hype,
Mardi
do
Gras.
you ever think? Have you been paying attention at all to the playoffs this year in the NBA, or no?
No,
Not at all. Like nothing. You haven't seen anything.
not really. I mean,
You
I've
haven't.
seen some of the teams that advanced, and
You haven't been paying attention to what the Timberwolves are doing to Jokic and what he
no,
did to what they did to Kevin Durant.
no. I know that they beat the Lakers, but that's all I know.
The Nuggets, yeah, beat the Lakers, but the Wolves, the Timberwolves, right now are 6-0. And I was wondering if you'd been paying attention because you used to laugh at me over the last year when I kept telling you that Anthony Edwards was the new face of American basketball, and he's at the age of 22 is breaking out right now, and he's been the talk of the playoffs and doing
And
things that Jordan, LeBron, Kobe, and Kareem, like he's in that type of air right now in his postseason accomplishments.
I'm still laughing at you because it's the Minnesota Timberwolves.
They might. I think they're going to win the championship this year.
There's just no way you can get me to care about the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Anthony Edwards is pretty cool, man. I've been telling you, you've been laughing at me for a year as I was telling you that he was about to be the face of American basketball, and I think the future is now.
Well,
I think his time is now.
Let me know when the Lakers decide to buy him.
The Hawks, he's from Georgia. He'll come home to Georgia. He'll be an Atlanta Hawk in about 4 years.
If he's the best player in basketball, eventually he'll be a Los Angeles Laker. That's what happens. Every great player goes to the Lakers. Every generational, once in a lifetime, the Lakers got to buy a championship every 10 years. So that's what's going to happen. Lakers, go ahead and pencil it in. If Anthony Edwards is the best player, if he's the face of the NBA, I give him tops 3 more years in Minnesota. Tops. And I don't even know how long he's been there.
He's only 22.
Even last that long.
I was just curious if you've been paying attention, but it doesn't sound like you have been.
I mean, is the guy really thriving in Minnesota? Is that really where he wants to be? You know,
It does seem like he has been.
a guy like him, Minnesota.
It does seem like he has been thriving pretty well, actually.
Kind of a dangerous place.
Minnesota's a dangerous place? Is it? Is that true?
Him, you got to watch out, Minnesota.
Oh.
Anyway.
All right, let's get to the mailbag. Or do you have more you want to talk about?
Well, I was going to tell you about how good the shrimp were, but you don't seem to care.
I don't care at all. Does this take me off the screen when I do this?
When you do what?
So am I still on the screen right now?
Yeah, you're on the screen. Why does
because I changed the window. I went to like my email to pull up these questions, so I didn't know if it was gonna take me off or not.
Yeah, you're still there, Tarzan.
All right, let's get to some questions in. Let's mow through this. This is a special mailbag edition of the world's greatest podcast in America because that's the only thing that will save us from Cody's food reviews. First up, would love for you all to set up a meet and greet. Talk sports was my favorite. No sports talk here, but still great entertainment. Would pay admission. Oh, that's kind. Thank you. That wasn't really a question, but we'll get started with compliments. And also, you don't have to pay us admission. We're not going to do any meet and greet anytime soon because Cody, is in Texas. There's not much we could do in terms of meet and greet. Maybe Cody will be back in Tennessee at some point visiting, and we can get together as a podcast family. But until then, you can pay us admission by going to patreon.com/Freeds Ranch, and Cody will get his cut once the interest is paid off.
Will he get his cut?
Have you gotten any money from me yet so far in this podcast?
Yeah, like 3 months ago.
Okay, that was plenty. That's more than I gave you a cut of what I was making off the podcast.
What happened to our sponsor? Did you run him off?
It was only a 2-month deal. It was a March Madness deal.
The
And
fuck
quite
happened to our
frankly,
insurance agent?
quite frankly, it wasn't worth the money. No disrespect to John if he's listening, but the hassle of having to go and edit it and put it in, it really wasn't worth the money with all these damn podcasts. So I kind of like just being able to download and then just plug right into YouTube and put right on, uploading to Spotify and everything. So it is kind of nice. So next time I'm going to have to probably charge a little more to do all that work. But you did get a cutoff of what I brought to the table, so you can quit being a little bitch because, again, keep in mind you still owe me money from LSU.
I bring content to the table, baby.
It's true, you do.
So meet and
but
greet.
you kind of need me for the content too, just for the record. But
yeah, I need you to do what you do and post it and all that stuff. But
you just need me also here for the content.
Yeah, I mean, I like bouncing off of you. Yeah.
So just maybe tread lightly, acting like it's all you here.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, I could do this. It wouldn't be as good, but I could do it with some other schlub. I'd rather have you though.
Yeah. No one.
Does it make you feel good that I'd rather have you?
Yeah.
You're my top draft pick.
That's cool. I appreciate that. So yeah, patreon.com/Reed's Ranch. Cody will get his cut. Don't worry. Cody will get every penny that he earns.
So by meet and greet, I assume he means meat, MEET, but there's also meat, MEAT, and fish is close to meat, and shellfish is a type of fish. And these shrimp, I got to tell you, the fucking butter that was oozing out of these shrimp, you heard of sucking the tails? I was sucking those shrimp like I was trying to pull leather off of a couch, or so. I don't know an analogy, but I kind of lost it there. But god damn, those shrimp were good. Anyway, so a meet and greet. We could do something like that. I mean, we'd need to be in the same state.
Preferably Tennessee, I would imagine, for most of our podcast audience.
Yeah. I
know we call it the world's greatest podcast in America, but I do still feel like we're probably pretty held down to Tennessee for most of our core audience.
But see, the reason we call it that though is it's for the future. You know what I mean? It's the possibilities. That's the branding on that. I thought it was just because we used to call Talk Sports the world's greatest radio show in Tennessee. Well, yeah, but I mean, now see, we're not limited.
So now we're not in Tennessee, so it's America, and we're not a radio show. We're a podcast. So I kind of thought that's why we did that.
Yeah, but we're not limited to just one state. That's the point. Is we can go nationwide. Like ZZ Top once said, "I'm bad, I'm nationwide, and I'm on your side." Bad. Bad. What a dumb song. Yeah, so meet and greet. I'm down. We could do that in the fall, maybe. We'll see where things are at.
I need to get you back here in the fall and also get a comedy night booked somewhere.
I was thinking a fun idea. They had the Tom Brady roast the other day. I was thinking a fun idea for the station could be like, now tell me what you think about this. It's just a content idea, but it's called the Roast of Russell Smith.
What is your infatuation with Russell Smith? You love you some Russell Smith.
Well, hear me out. It's got to be Russell because he's the most prominent, I understand you in Houston have more, Twitter followers or whatever.
I don't think I've seen Russell's back-to-back best radio host in Tennessee awards, just for the record.
Yeah, but he's respected in the community, and he's he's not throwing out the first pitch at the Smokies game or nothing, but he's
not throwing the first pitch out at the Smokies on Fan Run Night, May 30th. No, you're correct. He's not.
Have you been training for that?
No, I'm going to start. I'm going to start soon. I got a pulled muscle in my back right now. Although I got to be honest, seeing Zach Edey miss his first pitch by about 7 feet did make me a little nervous.
I got a pulled muscle in my back too from carrying this podcast, but I was wondering if you had been training because it can be a little bit intimidating when you throw out the first pitch at a big game.
How do you know? When have you thrown out a first pitch?
Well, I never have, but the mound is elevated from the ground. See,
really?
Here, you got the ground here.
I've never noticed that. I've never noticed that when watching baseball. I thought it was all flat.
See here, ground, and then mound. ground, mound. And so it can be a little bit, you might suffer from a bit of an optical illusion kind of thing. I think it's about 50 to 60 feet you got to throw the ball. So, you got to make sure you can be accurate at that distance too.
So what are you about to ask here? If we could have a roast of Russell Smith, is that what you're about to
Oh yeah,
suggest?
I was saying that might be a fun content idea. We'd do like a roast of Russell Smith and sell tickets to it. Nothing major. $10 a pop, something like that. I think people would go for that. Everybody gets dressed up. You have a nice dinner. You get it catered. We rent out a convention center or some shit, or
A
like
convention center. How many fucking people you think are going to come to this?
okay, maybe not a convention center. Maybe like a small theater. No, probably not.
What?
Like a conference.
Maybe we have it at the studio and sell like 50 tickets.
Well, there's no room at the studio. I mean, you'd need a little bit of a space. You'd need like a ballroom, like a where they do those like Rotary Club meetings. That'd probably be about the size you need, like a hotel conference room. We'll do it at the Hilton. Although I got to say, I don't mean to take a shot at Knoxville's Hilton, but compared to other Hiltons, the Knoxville Hilton's slightly, I don't want to say dilapidated, but that place could really use a facelift.
Ooh, nice word.
I mean, the Knoxville Hilton, am I wrong? Could it not use a facelift?
It's not great. It's not great.
Maybe we do it at that Marriott or that or the Tennessean thing right there, whatever that is. No, that'd be too big of a. We couldn't sell that out. What about the old Marriott, the one that just sitting there collecting bats?
Some of these ballrooms just hold like Mary Kay stuff. So like like Mary Kay sells pitches and things. So it might not be that tough to actually get in here and get a space with like 100 people on a stage.
I like where your head's at. I think we should sell some Mary J there. We'll have alcohol there. $10.
Now you're getting into weird territory when you're trying to get a liquor license and everything, or a beer license. Now you're getting a little bit more costly.
Now you just bring some coolers.
Why wouldn't we just have it at a bar?
A bar is loud.
What if we rented out a bar?
That could be a possibility. I know a place that's got a stage.
We all know Backdoor Tavern. You're not special.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying, like, that they got a stage, I know I know people there. It is. I could ask the higher ups there. I don't know if that'd be big enough, though.
I don't think people would come.
You don't think people would come to the roast of Russell Smith?
No.
You don't think he's a big enough draw?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I don't think people would come. The roast, it doesn't hit the same. The roast, you actually have to be successful. Like the roast, and I don't mean that disparaging. I just mean like you have to be like a millionaire, I think, for the roast to really work.
Oh, okay.
Like you have to be like an actual big time celebrity that's like super famous and rich.
Okay, well, fuck me then.
Well, I mean, that's just what I think. I think we do a comedy night.
Yeah, hey, lower your voice, okay? I heard you the first time. You don't want to do it.
No, I think we could do a comedy night. I'm just saying. I just think you got to be. I think the key to the roast is being actually like really famous and successful.
Yeah, that's what you said.
I was just reiterating.
Yeah, so comedy night would be fun though. Maybe we start there. I'll headline.
Do you think you could do 30 minutes?
Yeah.
How many of the minutes do you think would actually be good?
11. But I could bullshit through 30. I could be up there. I could make like sock puppets. I could be up there doing like when somebody's doing like the shadows on the wall, be like, you do stuff like that. I could do like a fist.
Would you rather be paralyzed or blind from birth?
Paralyzed, without a doubt. Without a doubt. Paralyze me, baby. Being blind has always been a fear of mine. It gives me terror just to think about. Have you ever practiced being blind? Like just for shits and giggles? Because I've done that before.
Are you asking if I've ever closed my eyes?
Yeah. But like, have you ever like, just for whatever reason, like you're just, You're like, I'm going to keep my eyes closed and see if I can get to the kitchen.
Have I ever walked around in the dark? Yes, I have. And
No,
I gotta say, I'm pretty good at it.
I used to do that when I was younger. I would close my eyes and like pretend I was blind and like see if I could walk around, like see if I could function, you know?
And to you, that's worse than the idea of being able to move and feel and do things.
Yeah. I mean, your entire body's paralyzed. Is that the thing?
I mean, to me, paralyzed means you can't really move anything. It doesn't say paralyzed from the waist down. It just says paralyzed. So I was assuming you can't move your arms or legs.
When we say paralyzed, do you still have feelings? Or are you mentally paralyzed? Or is this just a physical thing?
I'm looking up the definition.
Are we talking about like Stephen Hawking? Well, he was pretty smart. He had a big brain. I mean, I don't know. I feel like you're trying to talk me into blind.
We'll say you can still have. We could say you'll still have feeling. I don't really know the meaning of to be paralyzed. That's so you can't. So you lose the ability to move or feel part of the body.
Can you still get your pecker tugged on?
It sounds to me like essentially you just want to be taken care of.
No, being blind is really scary to me. To never be able to see anything again. Am I fully blind?
Yeah, from birth. So it's not like you lose your vision. You don't know what you're missing, really. Which I don't know if that makes it better or worse. Would you rather just be born blind or lose your sight at like the age of 20? Because I feel like you'd rather be born blind than lose your sight after knowing how things are supposed to look.
I mean, if you're born that way, you probably just get used to it. Right.
Although, maybe if I lost my sight now, I might have a pretty good idea of the world around me.
But are we talking
since I've already learned how to walk and like feel and do things, I might be better off now becoming blind versus being born blind. Now it would suck to go from seeing to not being able to see and knowing what you're missing, but I've seen enough. I know what things look like.
Are we talking Ray Charles blind or Stevie Wonder blind? Because they used to say about Stevie Wonder that he like would turn his head when a pretty girl walked by. Like
I don't think Stevie is fully blind, but see, Ray Charles is kind of like what I'm talking about. He had vision up until he was like 5, I believe, or 4, some age. He wasn't born blind.
Yeah, I don't know. This is a sad topic.
Sounds like you just want to be taken care of, though, which is kind of the theme to most of these questions. So let's start getting to some of those. Let's see. What is the fattest thing you've ever done?
Easter 2017, I went to Golden Corral by myself. My family had invited me to come hang out with them, but I wanted to be alone, and I went to Golden Corral. That always comes to mind. There was that time when I had, what was it I had in one day coming back from Miami last year? I had McDonald's breakfast. I had, and I'm talking, I mean, my McDonald's breakfast, like 1,500 calories. McDonald's breakfast, and then I had Hardee's Monster Thick Burger at lunch with chicken strips, and then I stopped at a Dairy Queen and got a Blizzard, and then I ate Fazoli's in Chattanooga. So that was like a 5,000 calorie day. I've had some bad ones though, man. Like, you don't get this figure without like having multiple episodes of this. There were times in high school when I would eat like I'm going to throw
a flag here, though. I don't feel like that's the. I understand. We've heard this order before, and like I've talked before about like, eating a whole like large pizza and basically drinking a whole 2-liter Mountain Dew. Like I've been there before.
Oh,
but
so
like
you don't want to say food. Like, what's the most you've ever eaten? You want to
maybe that's what the question meant. But like, what's the thing that's made you feel the fattest? Like, have you ever gotten in one of those buggies or one of those scooters in a grocery store and ridden around in one of those because you didn't want to walk?
What do I look like? Johnny can't walk around.
Well, that's what I'm asking. Have you
I
ever
mean,
done that?
I know I just chose paralyzed, but no. What do you think you're going to pull wool over my eyes, which would theoretically would make me blind? But you think you're gonna pull a fast one on me here, as if I didn't just say 2 podcasts ago about the fat lady that wouldn't walk around the Walmart? You think you're
I'm,
gonna?
I'm just asking if you've ever done it or something like that
I did that as a joke in high school. Like, you know how
as
it
a
is,
as a joke.
like with my
Wouldn't
buddies.
it be
Like
wouldn't it be so sick if I just got to like ride around instead of walking?
the fattest thing I've ever done. I would say the most ashamed of myself just for being fat, but it's hard to say though because I was still young. So like when I was 18 and I got up over 400 pounds, you ever wonder about how some fat people stink? Because I always wondered about that because I'm like, there's no excuse for not having hygiene. Even if you're fat, you should still wash yourself, right? Well, if you reach a point, and the point for me was about 411 pounds. If you reach a certain point, wiping the ass becomes difficult. I'm not saying I ever got so fat that I couldn't wipe it, but I got fat enough that that I got to where I could see it happening with another 30 pounds. You know what I mean? Like
I
you
do.
got to kind
I
of.
know exactly what you mean because my back is hurting right now, and I am nervous that I didn't get a good enough wipe because I couldn't really like lean down because it's right there in my ribs, so like it's right where I bend, and I didn't try lefty. But like even right now, disgustingly enough, as I sit here on my couch with my nice comfy shorts on with no underwear on, I feel like I can
Ugh,
kind of smell me just a little bit.
ugh.
A little bit.
You just sitting there with a dirty ass. You
I'm worried
nasty.
that it's dirty.
You're worried that it's dirty. You know it's dirty. If you're worried, you can feel the cream in there,
No, I
splishing,
can't. I
splashing.
can't. I can't feel anything. And like I said, I gave it the best effort, and I haven't pooped today. But like I'm just nervous because I'm usually the most thorough wiper of anybody you know. Like sometimes I don't stop till I get to the blood. I get there and I want to get to where it's a little blood. Like
Me too,
I
buddy.
keep going until there's nothing there at all.
Me too, buddy. I bleed.
But like I couldn't do that because I'm legit in really bad pain right now on my back. So it put me in a weird spot.
This is why you need a good woman in your life.
It would be nice to have somebody come wipe me. I feel like my parents, honestly, I feel like my parents used to come wipe me until I was like 5.
I'm finished. I remember those days.
No, it wouldn't be that. It'd be, Mom, come and wipe me. And it used to make her
Yeah.
so mad. But I had such a bad problem when I was a kid of smearing it up my back.
What the fuck? How do you manage that? You just pulling up.
Just keep going up. Yeah, and when I say up my back, I mean like up past the crack, but like at the very small lower back. Like I'd have problem of getting it there, and I think that's why I adopted the standing method. That's why I had to become a stander and really get down and crouch and get in there because when I was trying to sit, it would just run all the way up my back.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's
too.
bad. It's one of the more embarrassing things about me. But like I said, that was up until I was like 5, 6, 11 years old. I feel like I really got the hang of it finally.
You're 11 years old. Mom, I'm done. There's now I can't remember if you and me have talked about this or not, but I've got a friend who's got a very unusual wiping method where he wipes ass crack down. Have we discussed this? Like he starts at the top of the ass crack and wipes down toward his balls. And apparently there's more than one person that does that. That's more common than you think.
I disagree. It's not more common than I think. Well,
That's
actually,
wild to me.
hold on. To argue with myself, I can't imagine more than like 3 people in the world do that. So if more than 3 people in the entire world do that, I guess technically it is more common than I think.
It's wild to me, dude. Starting at the top of the crack and going down toward your ball. Like I don't even think my arm makes that motion. Like I don't even know how you do that. But
does he go up under? Does he go up under his legs? Does he go up
through
the gooch?
I think I think he does go up and under. I think that's
what
how
a
that
fucking weirdo.
Works. Well, I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy to me, but the fear for me would always be getting shit on your balls.
What's the most money you spent ever at a fast food place?
Well, hang on. I'm still trying to think of the fattest thing I've ever done.
Oh,
It's kind of just my life. Like all the obstacles that you can imagine, like stadium seats. Like I always sit aisle.
You order 2 plane tickets sometimes, right?
I don't order 2 goddamn plane tickets. I can't afford
it. Are you sure? Are you sure you've never ordered 2 plane tickets? I feel like you've told me you ordered 2 plane tickets one time.
I can't afford that. If I had the means, I would probably just fly first class. I mean, I feel like a first class upgrade is cheaper than buying 2 regular coach seats, isn't it?
Not like on Allegiant.
Oh, I don't know. I've never done that, but like
seatbelt extender. I mean, I imagine you're getting the seatbelt extender out there.
Not anymore. I used to.
Have you ever tipped over a park bench?
Okay, that's a good one. I've back in the football days, I've broken some metal folding chairs before. Like you get done with a workout and you just plop down in that metal chair. I've smashed a few of those. I have tilted a picnic table. Like yeah, like sitting on the, if there's nobody on the other side. But that's not like the super fattest thing I've ever done. Like I'm kind of disappointed in myself that I don't have anything off the top of my head.
Did you not bother to go through the comments and read these?
No, I'm just doing these. I'm not prepared for this at all.
Okay, even though the original plan was for you to read the questions, but good. I'm glad to know that you.
I wish I had a better answer.
It would have been nice had you been thinking about it all day.
I broke my seat in my. I used to have a Jeep Grand Cherokee, and I broke the seat in it. There's too much ass over time. Broke the driver's seat. Had to get rid of the car.
At least you never dislocated your knee and ended up on your back out in the mud with your feet up in the air, like that one time at the radio station.
Shout out Trey Wallace.
All right, what's the most money you ever spent at a fast food place? We'll just say for yourself, not buying other people's meals, obviously.
Most money I've ever spent at a fast food place for myself.
And we'll call it one sitting, not like a day of fast food.
Does Fazoli's count?
I'll allow it.
Because I'm pretty sure, I think I've spent $28 there before. I'd put that number at about 28. And that's happened a couple of times. Because if you get at Fazoli's, if you get the combo meal, the ultimate sampler platter, and then that comes with breadsticks, you upgrade the combo, you want to get the pizza slice, and then you get the drink with it. And normally I'll add 2 cheese slices, and then I would also get a dessert.
All right, let's say non-Fazoli's.
Okay, non-Fazoli's. So just core 6 here.
Yeah, I mean, sure. I mean, if you want to throw In-N-Out or something in there too, that's fine. But
In-N-Out, it's hard to spend a lot of money. In-N-Out.
Either way, I don't need to know the ins and outs of In-N-Outs. Just give me the answer.
Lower your goddamn voice.
It's 10 o'clock. I'm sleepy.
I mean, I've hit the $20 mark multiple times. I mean, all you got to do. Here's my general fast food ordering method. Okay, here's. Let me put it this way for you. Here's how you become 300 pounds. Okay, a fat guy. Here's what happens. You can take a regular guy at the drive-thru. He orders a regular combo. Guy like you're a little chubby, but you're a normal guy. You go to McDonald's and you probably order. I know you like to get your 6 little nuggies from time to time, but you don't always eat fries, right? Like you're a 2-item guy, and you're not a double burger guy.
Correct.
So tell me your McDonald's order: quarter pounder and 6 nuggies.
No, quarter pounder and 10 nuggies.
No fries.
If I'm drunk, I'll add some fries.
Let's just say no. Let's just
typically no fries, but there are times, especially if I'm on the app and it's buy one get one free, or I'm really hungry, I'll do 10 nuggets, a quarter pounder, and some fries. That has happened a few times as I've gained a little weight back. But typically, I'm a burger and nuggets guy. When I go to Chick-fil-A, I'm a chicken sandwich, nuggets guy. No fries is typically how I get down.
What I'm trying to
no drink either usually.
What I'm trying to get across here is that I'm the size of 3 people. Okay, and that can directly be correlated to what you order every time you order. So let's just use McDonald's as an example. Normal weighted guy. I was going to say Russell Smith, but you're going to
God, you love Russell Smith.
So let's say regular normal size guy. Let's say Bob. Okay, let's say Bob goes to McDonald's. Bob probably says, "Hey, give me a number 1, or give me a number 2, something simple. Little burger, fries, drink." He's off and running in his Range Rover. Okay, Bob's normal size guy. Heavier guy, a guy somewhere between a guy like, let's say, Bear, a guy like Houston, Bear, probably going to get that double burger. Still just one combo, but they're a double quarter pounder type of guys. That's how you get to be about 250, 260. You see where I'm going with this? Okay. The 300 plus crowd, here's what we do. We get the double burger combo and we get the nuggies. So it's like a double cutie pie, take the pickles off, large fry, super size me, large drink, and then I'm also getting 10 nuggets. That's how you get over 300 pounds. And that adds up quickly. And if
well, what's the dollar number we're talking?
At a place like McDonald's, $20, $22, $24, something like that.
It's funny because my answer probably just actually happened, like, strangely enough, like last week on accident.
For yourself?
Typically when I go to fast food, I'm out of there for like $11. Like, typically that's what I'm looking at. Like, $11 max is kind of what I'm looking at. But sometimes when I'm coming home from the gym or doing something, there's a Hardee's on my way. And they run these promotions, and it's like, I don't know if you've seen the little chicken wraps, which is just a chicken finger and some wrap. It's like, buy two for $5. So I got one of those, and then I got to the front. My plan when I got there, let me back up. My plan when I got there, I always get the chicken wraps as a nice little snack, post-workout snack. But my plan when I got there was like, actually, I'm gonna get the 2 chicken sandwiches for $7 because they offer that. But when I got to the window, it wasn't on the board. And the guy on the microphone, I know him, and he is one of the biggest assholes I know. And like, he is so condescending, and he's for all my Seinfeld people, I mean, he's kind of like the soup Nazi, like in terms of the way he gets annoyed at you and gets mad. So he comes to the mic and asks what I want, and I panicked, and I just went, "Give me the chicken wraps," because I know they got them. And then when I got to the front on the window, it's like, chicken sandwiches, 2 for $7. So after I paid, I was like, "Hey man, do you care to add me 2 chicken sandwiches?" And he gave me the biggest eye roll ever. It was like, yeah. So I bought 2 wraps and 2 chicken sandwiches. I didn't eat them all at the same time. I just ate 1 wrap, 1 chicken sandwich, and put the rest in the fridge. And I think maybe later that night I maybe ate the other wrap, but I didn't eat the other chicken sandwich. But I came out of like $13 at Hardee's, and I felt really gross about that. I felt really mad about that they had gotten my like record over the last couple years, especially my non-drunk record over the last couple years.
You're letting the fast food worker intimidate you.
I'm telling you, man, he's the biggest fucking asshole I know. But now I've been there enough, over the last 3 years that I've lived over here, that we have somewhat of a rapport. I finally got him on my side to where he doesn't act like I'm a bother. I keep it short and sweet. I don't ask him how he's doing. I don't say anything. I order. I have my card ready. I say thank you. I have it. Tell him to have a good day, and we got a pretty good thing. But I'm still on thin ice. with him, and I'm trying not to disappoint him. So yeah, he intimidated me.
So you've never spent $20 at a drive-thru though?
It's been a long never $20. No, never $20.
Yeah. Wow, that's a weekly thing for me.
Drunk. Even my max there would be like 13 or 14, I'd say. Like 20 nuggets and fries. Maybe it was like my worst order or something like that. Maybe I got 40 nuggets one night. But those are only like 13 or 14 bucks. Like, I don't think I've ever gotten to the $20 range. Eating for one person, of course.
Well, one thing that can add to that total is getting dessert. Like if you
we sound like such fat asses. Let's move on.
You're the one reading the topics.
Well, I know, and I'm taking control and saying let's move on. Okay, let's see. This listener wants more stories of Cody doing good things for people. Because they think you only have one story of doing something nice for someone.
Okay, well, a lot of times on Mother's Day,
Can't
or
be for your ma. It can't be for ma if it's a story
why
for
the
ma.
fuck can't it be for
It
my
can't, because
mom?
you have to do nice stuff for ma. That don't count. It has to be for
All
somebody
right.
else.
All right. How
Somebody
about
that
this?
didn't give birth to you or wasn't involved in giving birth to you. So it can't be
Okay.
your dad either. Or
How
your
about
grandma.
this? How about this? And I think I think you'll actually vouch for me on this. I'm very good. I do a very good job at remembering people's birthdays. People who are close to me, I tell you happy birthday.
Yeah, but you're doing that for yourself.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, you're doing that for yourself.
How am I doing that for myself?
It makes you feel good being the good birthday guy.
All right, if you want to pick apart every nice thing I do, how isn't everything you do for yourself like ultimately?
Most things are, not everything. There are truly selfless acts, but the fact that you preface this by saying I'm really good at birthdays, it makes me think you take pride in being a good birthday guy, which means it's really just feeding your ego.
I do take pride in it, but I feel like I don't think it's an ego thing.
I feel like you missed mine a couple years ago too, just for the record.
I did not. I've never missed your birthday.
I don't think I've ever deleted our text chain.
So what do you just search happy birthday in it?
I'm just going to keep scrolling back to March 8th.
Yeah, but there's no way to find calls.
You have never called me and told me happy birthday.
You don't know that for a fact. It's hard to say that with pure truth.
This year you told me happy birthday. So keep talking. I'll keep scrolling. I gotta get all the way back to last March.
So I got to try to think of nice things I've done. So we're talking totally selfless acts.
No, they don't have to be totally selfless. No, they don't have to be totally selfless. I'm just saying the birthday thing. I mean, it's thoughtful to tell people happy birthday, but I'm just not giving that credit for being something nice.
I like to think that I do little things during the day that are good, like just general things you do while you're living. You know, holding a door for somebody. I don't really give people compliments because
oh nope, there it is, 8:20. Okay, never mind. I was going to say because we texted on March 8th in the afternoon, and you didn't say it, but you had texted me at 8:20 in the morning. So
what year are you in?
That was 2023. 2022, though, is the one I don't think you told me. I'm scrolling. There's not a lot of text here.
We went through a period of time there where
Nope, here, 2022. You said it, 2022 too.
We were a little bit distant there for a little while.
Not till 2018, or not till 2:18 p.m. Happy birthday, buddy. Hope you find some ass to eat today. Balloon party emoji.
Gross.
Yeah, kind of a cringy text. 2021.
I try to stand out, you know? Like, I never know what to say because everybody just says happy birthday. So you want to like kind of stand out, you know? So maybe
I always just tell people I hope they have a great birthday is what I say. Or I'll wait. If I'm past like noon, I'll be like, I hope you're having a great birthday. If it's after that, I'll be like, I hope you had a great birthday.
If it's the next day, I hope next year's birthday is good.
Exactly.
So, yeah, I mean, like holding doors open, giving.
You are not holding doors open for people unless it's a sneaky look at their ass. You are not holding doors open for people.
You think I go it?
Are you holding doors open for guys?
Of course. What do you think? I just walk in like a maniac? Like there's me and some Puerto Rican are walking toward the gas station at the same time. You think I just open the door and swing it back and run in?
No, but I don't think you're doing like an awkward, like waiting a long time for them to get there. I think if they're right behind you, you'll hold it. But
there's a certain time, like
not going out of your way to do it.
I mean, if it's under 3 seconds, like you stay. If it's over 3 seconds, you go on in. I mean, I think just daily things like that. Just trying to be a good person throughout the day. I wave at people. That's a big thing down here in Texas. You know, that's something I missed when I was out in California. Nobody waves at you unless they're waving you the bird on the 405. But out here on the small town roads, all the guys wave. All the guys in their trucks, they wave at you. And I miss that from back home. And so I do that. I wave. I make small talk with the old man next door. I mean, I'm generally pleasant, I think, to the people I encounter on a daily basis. I generally greet everyone with respect from like once we meet.
Okay. So didn't sound like you have a lot of stories. One of my last memories of my dad, he made me cry, but we were out at Cracker Barrel and there was a pregnant waitress that like knocked over a bunch of menus and I got up to get them for her. And she's
Oh,
like, "Oh my God, thank you so much." And then like when I sat back down, my dad was just like, "It's nice to know I raised a good young man." And I was just sitting there like crying, like just for picking up
oh.
the menus for her. It's
Well, it
something
is.
like it's like a nice memory I have.
Well, it is a small thing though that goes a long
Yeah,
way. You know.
yeah. You were nice whenever my dad died. You came to the funeral and you helped arrange some stuff, so I appreciated that. So you've done some nice things for me. That's like the only thing, but like you did some nice things for me. And then left a couple months
Did you say
later.
that's? Did you say that's like the only thing, or that's not the only thing?
I said that's like the only thing. There's a
Oh,
couple other things I'm sure, but that's like the only thing. And you did kind of ruin that by leaving like 2 months later, and when I was on the verge
I
of
mean,
killing myself.
I
So,
waited 2 months. Like, I mean,
well, yeah,
because I,
you wait until I kind of got back on track, and then you pulled the rug out from me and
I
made it
mean,
worse.
I didn't want to leave May 15th. You know, like,
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
what my girlfriine at the time did. We broke up right around the time,
eh,
and I was just right there by myself. She at least pulled the Band-Aid off. We didn't have to worry about it.
yeah, yeah. I had some pause on whether or not I was leaving, but I went to California in early June, and I knew after that I was going to leave. Like, it was probably like June 10th or something.
What is Cody looking for in a wife?
Hmm. That's a good
Anything
question.
below 250 pounds is probably about the only criteria these days.
I think I wanted to be wearing one of those long blue dresses that comes out at the bottom and kind of spreads at the bottom, and she's got like that white hairnet. You know, she's got like the white bonnet thing, and she goes out and she picks eggs fresh from the chicken coop, and she brings
It
those into the house.
sounds like you just need to find your way to an Amish community and you'll have it made.
That's it. Amish, or I thought it was Mennonite or something like that.
They're all related. There's
No,
different. I know they're different, but they're related. It's similar.
no, I've been down that road. I could never date a girl that's that religious. A wife is going to be tough for me, you know, because I've got a pretty high standard when it comes to, you know, what I'm looking for. And I don't know if I can bring an equal amount to the table. You know what I'm saying? So, wife is going to be difficult. I mean, I think,
I laugh, but I actually kind of agree. I actually kind of
yeah,
agree with like with the situation. Like, yeah, like that I've 34 now, not getting any younger, but like it's not like my long term standards have really dipped yet. So my mom's always telling me that I got to be less picky, blah blah blah. And I was like,
I'm starting to get this like sadness for my mom because like she'll be, how old is she going to be? She'll be 63 this year. And I don't have her any.
that pouch is still working for her though.
She'll be 63 this year, and she makes these comments, and she's not trying to make me sad or anything, like, but you know, talking about grandbabies, and I'm like, you know, she's 63, and I'm thinking about when I was a kid, how old my grandmas were. You know, I think both my grandmas were in their late 50s, and so I'm lucky to still have them around. I'm 31 now, and they're both still alive, and I'm just thinking about that, and I'm like, is my mom going to be 75 before I finally give her something that brings her joy? Like, because I just think about all the things that I've done that I regret, that I've made life hard on my mom at times. And not to get deep or anything, but like it just makes me sad sometimes. It's like the one thing I could do that I know would bring her joy would be to knock up some bitch and get her a grandbaby. But then I got to have a kid. You know what I mean? And like, I don't think I'm prepared for that. So, I don't know. It's tough.
Maybe you just have to have that talk with your ma and say, "Look, I'll get you a grandbaby, but you're gonna have to help float me. You're gonna have to help take care of some stuff. How bad do you want one, ma?"
can you adopt a grandkid? Maybe mom could adopt a grandkid. I don't know if that works, but
Without
I
you
don't
taking care
know.
of it, she just takes it herself.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's tough. But in terms of a wife, you know, the trad wife eventually is going to bore you, but you can't marry the wild one either because she's going to be running around on you. You're going to have anxiety. Like she's going you're never going to be able to really trust a girl like that. If she's got tattoos, she can't be trusted. So like, but you don't want just the. I mean, I guess maybe it's better to just have a regular old Christian girl, probably. But I don't know. I feel like that's not really going to work.
This is making me sad. Just like the earlier conversation, your appetite is never going to be satisfied.
Yeah, probably not.
You're always
I
going to
don't
be
know.
chasing something better.
I don't know. I hope to just settle down someday, you know.
Do you? Like, how do you think that's going to happen? You think it's just going to,
I don't know. I mean,
like,
I
you had that girlfriend here in Knoxville last year, but like you didn't
I have a girlfriend. I kind
see
of
it.
just go state to state, you know, and like, I don't know. Maybe I should just live in one place and try to better myself. I think it's because the mentality that I always have is like, I've got to better myself before I can have someone else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I just keep going through that cycle, and it's just year after year I'm not really bettering myself, and so like I'm wasting time.
It's a catch-22. You need the woman to motivate you to better yourself, but you need to better yourself before you get the woman. So it's
Yeah, and
just
like
you're in a loop
well,
that doesn't work out. The solution is also the problem.
when any time I've had a girl in my life that I had any kind of like actual feelings for or anything, like I did feel better about like I wouldn't overeat. I would like it's like I had something to look forward to. You know what I mean? Something to
On a
I don't
scale of
know.
1 to 10, what do you think your minimum threshold is for a woman to date, to be
On a
serious with?
on a scale of 1 to 10, what now?
Like, how hot does she have to be? Like, what would you have to
What
consider her to date her?
what's the minimum threshold? I mean,
Yeah,
she
would you ever date a 6?
yeah. Yeah, I mean, she doesn't have to be hot. She's just got to not be overweight.
Okay, yeah, so like an ugly girl that's not chubby but
I
is
like
sweet.
ugly girls. I like those girls that got
I've seen some of the girls you've run around with. I can confirm.
I
A
like those
five,
girls. I
a
like a
five.
girl that kind of turns me on when a girl's got a little bit of a defect. When she's got like her nose is a little too big, or she's got like kind of big ears or something. Like I like that. I like imperfections. Just no one overweight. You know. I mean,
Well, I think if you're actually willing to date someone that's like a 5, then like I think you'll be okay. I just never seen you really try to date a 5. You know.
I don't really try to date. I've always just taken
Well,
what I can get, and that's kind of my problem. Is I live this just nomadic single man's life, you know, and like and a real woman doesn't really want to attach herself to that. You know what I mean? Like you got to bring something to the table, and I'm not really bringing anything to the table. I
or
mean,
they have to have deep-seated issues.
yeah, they got to have mental problems.
They
Those are the
got
kind of
they got to
girls.
have some
Yeah,
type of thing, or they like taking in strays and like fixing people. And some
yeah,
girls are like that. You might find somebody that wants to fix you, but then you're
yeah,
gonna be like, oh, she's trying to control me.
yeah.
You can't
You can't tie
tie
me.
me down.
Can't tie me down. You got to
I'm
roll me,
rocking.
baby.
I'm rock and roll.
You got to roll me, baby. Call me the tumbling dice.
Your biggest scumbag dating story. Do you have one?
Biggest scum.
Your biggest scumbag dating move.
Well, I mean, it doesn't really. It's not really a scumbag thing, but it kind of goes back. It kind of all ties back into being fat. That's kind of what my whole identity is, at least in this podcast, and the last couple when we've talked so much about food. But I do remember being in the
I don't
movie
like that we're
theater.
getting. I don't like that we're getting typecasted here either. By the way,
Well,
all
you're
these
not
questions.
getting typecasted.
I'm getting lumped in with you. Like I said, I'm not
Also,
looking
I
skinny
thought you
here.
were. Also, I thought you were going to help with these questions. I don't know why I have to be the one to answer them all. I
Most
thought
people,
you were
I'm,
going to.
I'm going to answer this one too. But like
Okay.
some of these are just built towards you. Like I just got to
Okay.
ask them how
Well,
they're read. This one's for both of us.
Well, the one thing that I always laugh about it that comes to mind, it's not a scumbag thing, but it's like I remember being on this date when I was like 15 years old with a girl named Hannah, and she turned out to be beautiful. I mean, she was cute then, but she turned out to be like I tried to get with her years later, and she ended up marrying this fucking guy. And anyway, but this girl back home I knew, blonde, athletic. She was like she ran track and stuff. She was like definitely my type. And we went on a date, and like I don't know what I was thinking. She went out with me when we were like 15 years old. We went to a movie theater. We're watching a movie. We were like holding hands or whatever, and like for whatever reason, I just got like uncomfortable. And you know, you're at that age.
Were you afraid to kiss her? I mean, you'd had sex by this age, right?
It would have been somewhere in there, but
were you afraid to kiss her?
I wasn't afraid, but I was like uncomfortable. Like, yeah, I mean, I was.
What a pussy.
Well, like, I don't know. I think I like tried to put my arm around her or something, and I like.
Bad move. Don't do the arm around. That's a bad move.
I was goddamn 15.
Hand on the leg's always been a better move because the arm's too awkward. People see
You're
it.
You're a hand on the leg guy?
I'm a hand on the leg, grab the hand, especially the movies, you know, hold the hand. An arm around you? Who are you, fucking fucking the Fonz? That seems like something that the Fonz would do. Your leather jacket, you fucking Thunderbird, you greaser. You're putting your arm around her.
Hang on a second.
Hey, dog, you want to lay on my shoulder here?
Hang on a second. You want to call me a creep, and you just admitted to being hand on the thigh guy? Like you're like that creepy Uber driver that reaches over and grabs him on the kneecap?
I don't know if that's my first move. I'll go with the hand first. You know, just a little hand action. Action, but then I'm taking the hand and I'm resting the back of my hand on your thigh, and then I'm going to start giving you a little squeeze there, let you know what time it is.
I'm not saying thigh.
In high school, yeah, you gotta let them know what time it is in high school.
Excuse me, do you consent to this? Do you ask that first, or you just go for it?
You didn't have to back in 2005, buddy.
That's true. You didn't.
You didn't have to in 2005.
So anyway, I was feeling a little uncomfortable. I was feeling
arm around. What a fucking old man move.
I don't know if it was the arm around or holding the hand or what. I don't know which one it was, but like I was feeling awkward, and I just left the movie theater. And I'm serious about this. You can call Clint up right now and ask him about it. He'll tell you all about it. I left the movie theater.
Will you also give me the $500 he owes us?
Probably not. Our movie theater was right beside the Burger King. And I literally walked out of the movie theater. I told her I was going to the bathroom and I'd be back. And I don't remember what this like dread was that I had, but I was just so uncomfortable. And I walked across the parking lot and I got a triple Whopper. And I just sat in the Burger King and I ate a triple Whopper. And I probably got chicken fries too, if we're being honest. They were big. This was, circa 06, 07, whenever it was.
How good are chicken fries
were big.
Chicken fries are so good. I love chicken fries.
Now. They're good at that age, though. You think they're good, And I left her in there.
I think there's something really deep here between your relationship with food and your relationship with women, and I think it all traces back to that moment right there.
I think it traces back further than that, probably to the divorce.
Yeah, probably. Like you're screaming and crying, and the only thing that would get you to calm down, your parents brought you a Happy Meal.
This is all your fault.
You got a toy. They gave you the toy. You got to go sit in your room and eat and play with it at the table while they're arguing and yelling at each other. Yeah, you're right. They're probably...
He's overweight because of you, because you're never home.
There probably is something to that. Whenever you're with your dad, he took you to get ice cream to make you feel like you were having a good time and made sure he kept you fat with pizza and everything.
No, it was the opposite. Mom kept me fat, and Dad blamed her for it. But he wasn't really, present at that time either. So, like, I don't think she gets all the blame. She was just trying to take care of me, and she definitely overfed me.
But you wanted it, and a kid should be able to eat.
It was her fault and his fault. It's equal blame.
And then you took it out on this poor, sweet girl. What movie were you watching?
I don't remember. I mean, it could have been, I would say this would have been about 2007 or so. So it could have been Avatar. I don't know. I don't remember what movie it was. But that always comes to mind. I just left the girl in there, and I don't know. There's worse scumbag stories for sure,
You,
but
I feel like almost everything is fair in love when it comes
and
to
war.
it. Yeah, I feel like everything is pretty fair in love. I've never hooked up with a married girl. Never hooked up with a married girl before. Would never do that. I respect the sanctity of marriage.
Okay.
Um, I guess the two that come to mind. This has been like when I was like 19, so it barely even counts. But like, there was a time where I was dating two girls and would be with one in the morning and one at night, and just no shower in
Wow.
between, just kind of sexing both of them. That seems kind of scumbaggy. But again, 19, 20, what are you going to do?
Yeah. And now
And
they
the one
both
that,
got herpes.
yeah, well, I think they gave it to me. I think both of them gave it to me to form like a big super one, and then I just kept passing it back and forth to them. So like, it was like each of them had a different strand, and like they gave it to me, and then I was passing it back around, so they just formed one big super herpes. But
That's actually how COVID started.
you know, maybe. But the one that the one that maybe makes me cringe the most is just there's one sweet girl that really liked me that I guess she thought we were headed towards dating or whatever, and then I decided we weren't, and just kind of didn't answer her for a day.
Yeah.
Then she's like worried about me, and then like I just send her a text, is like, "Hey, this isn't working for me anymore," and then just
Uh,
blocked her number and just like kind of didn't
oh,
deal
you
with,
blocked her?
just temporarily, because I was with someone else at the time.
So you didn't even read her response to the breakup text?
No, I didn't.
Oh. Now, see, these are and these are just the ones you're willing to admit to, So think
Yeah,
about the things you've done that you're not admitting to.
yeah. No, I mean I think those are the only ones that like actually the one like I don't think that was nice what I was doing to those girls, but it wasn't like they were like wanting to like get married when we were like 19 or 20. So like I don't have as
Yeah,
much of a problem with that one, but that's kind of a scumbag thing to do. But no, I did feel bad about the one with that girl and just kind of ignoring her for a while, and then yeah, like, and then just texting her and then not reading her responses. I don't know if I actually blocked her. I think I probably just kept deleting them before like reading them, and just didn't have time to like have a big conversation about it.
yeah.
That's kind of scumbaggy.
Well, I mean, she probably everything turned out all right. I'm sure she. It's not like she killed herself or nothing. So, you know, you'd feel worse if that happened, probably.
Would I, or would it be an ego boost?
Well, yeah, that's a good point. You think you've ever made a woman hurt herself?
No.
You don't think your actions ever led to like a cutting of the wrist?
Well, I won't say that. I can't say for certain, but I wouldn't be like shocked if that had happened. But I don't take that as like a compliment to me of like, oh, I was just, such a stud. I just think there's probably some unstable girls I dealt with back in the day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably.
Yeah.
I'm sure everything's probably good. They probably just went to a Paramore concert or something, and everything's probably good now. I had
I
a
hope I
thing.
hope I don't have too many ops out there that like hate me like after the breakup. I know I got a couple. There's one girl in particular that would probably like to set me on fire, but that's just because she loves me, and
Sounds
love and hate.
passionate.
Love and hate's a very similar emotion. You know what I mean? Like you're
Yeah,
just one step away from love.
it's like
You're
the
one
Kinks
step away from
once.
hate.
It's like the Kinks once said, "Living on a thin line."
Yeah.
I had a thing with my stepbrother and an aunt and her niece one time, kind of a four-way type of thing. That was interesting. When we were younger, we were like maybe 20 or something, and then the aunt was like 36, and the niece was like 19 or something. That was
And you guys like
interesting.
made out or what?
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't like a fatal four-way or nothing. Like it wasn't like a bunch of dirty sex or nothing, but there was some doing stuff, some stuff doing, some things going on there.
I can't believe you left that poor girl at Burger King.
Yeah, well, that triple whopper was calling my name. And I like the way that processed cheese mixes with that processed mayonnaise when you put it on the triple whopper and it just gushes into your mouth.
Do you have 3 to 5 most embarrassing sexual encounters? I feel like maybe you can just give one. I don't feel like you really have a lot of sex, so
Hey, fuck you. I mean, I've got a few actually, but I mean, when I lost my virginity, that was awkward. But like, I feel like it's that way for everybody. You know, I've had plenty of times where I can't really, not to be too graphic here, but I've had plenty of times where I can't really maintain an erection. Typically, and the reason for that typically is because, usually I'm drinking. If I'm getting any action, usually there's some alcohol involved. You know what I mean? We've been out boozing, we've been out on the town. She's feeling it, but I'm drinking at a much heavier rate. I've had a lot of problems with that. Which is always embarrassing.
it happens. It's happened to me plenty of times, especially like with people that you don't really want to be like hooking up with. Usually, that's typically how it works.
Right. Well, yeah, and that's what happens to me. Like,
You're kind of like, I don't really want to do this, but I'm going to do it because I know I'm supposed to do it, but I don't really want to. That's what always happens to me. There's probably very few girls that I've actually had sex with that I regret because of that, though.
Yeah. Well, you don't regret any of the sex you've had. You just got to be thankful for it, right?
No, I don't think that's how most people are. And I'm not saying that I don't have any that I regret, but I'm just saying a lot of the ones that I would have regretted, I didn't like put forth the extra effort to actually like overcome the nervousness or anxiety or like, man, this is a bad idea. I shouldn't be doing this.
I did let that old woman in the woods blow me that one time. That's kind of embarrassing. She had like sores on her face, and that was pretty gross. That was a pretty disgusting thing I did. But I was kind of hard up, and
hard down too.
Actually, I wasn't hard up. That was another one see. That's the thing. Unless I'm super attracted to the girl, I have trouble. The blood flow seems to be a problem, which could mean that I've got blockage in other places. I might need to actually go to a cardiologist for that. But
I think paying like $1,200 to have sex with that girl at the bunny ranch is pretty embarrassing, to be honest.
That was only $700, and she was hot, so I didn't have any problems there. I don't think that's embarrassing. I mean, should I not have spent that much money? I mean, yeah, probably not, but it wasn't $1,200. We kept it in the 3 figures. I negotiated that down to $700.
The one that maybe
I ate out a stripper on Bourbon Street one time. I've actually got more stories than you would believe. I can't really tell all of them, but
I think for you, what percentage of your sexual encounters do you think are embarrassing?
Most of them.
Yeah.
I feel like it's that way for the girls. You know what I mean? Like,
they're having to hide what happened.
Usually, a girl ends up with me because she plays her cards wrong. That's usually how it happens. So, like, and back in the day, there were some questionable things. I mean, like, because you know how it is when you're drinking, like, people regret things.
The most embarrassing probably for me was outside of the times where it just didn't work for me. Because like honestly, like after Pops died, like I didn't. It took me a while to actually get back in the swing of things of being able to like have sex. Like I had like probably a couple months where it just wasn't working, and I was like, oh God, am I dying? But the one that stands out to me would be like in high school. I hooked up with this bisexual, but really just big dyke, like, and like at a party, and like people came in, and that one was pretty embarrassing.
So she was just like, she just wanted a taste of dick, like she
basically. We didn't have sex, we didn't get that far, thank God. But like,
was she a friend?
Sort of, but yeah, sort of. I would say at the time, yeah.
Did you were you like trying to get her, or like
no? It just happened.
Yeah,
it just happened. She was definitely like one of the bros, like wore like backwards fitted hats and like was out trying to get girls too, and like wear like baggy jeans, and like, wasn't even attractive either.
She had on a carpenter's belt.
Yeah, wasn't even hot either. Like it wasn't even hot either. I don't know exactly.
She had a ladder in the back of her S10.
I
You
think
had
she
to
pretty
move. You
much
had to
just
slide
called.
it over.
I think she pretty much just called my bluff that night. I think is what happened. Where like we're just like kind of pretending, going back and forth, and then she actually wanted to, and I was like, "Oh God!" She's like, "Are you gonna do it?" And I was like, "Oh well, I guess." I think that's kind of what happened. And luckily, somebody came in, and it
And
wasn't
it was
me.
you.
It was not me. I beat you to the punchline.
Yeah. There's a lot of regrettable stuff. I feel like everybody's got a lot of those stories. I mean, if you've lived any sort of a single life, like there's going to be some shit along the way,
How much of your GoFundMe did you spend on OnlyFans?
I don't think any of it. I think that money came from a different source. Um,
That was for the insurance money. You got the insurance check from your car getting totaled out.
Well, to be honest, a lot of that GoFundMe money went to a strip club in Los Angeles on the Sunset Strip, where I also paid for the company of a woman. And I don't know if I've ever told that story, but basically I paid this girl. She was a stripper there, and I paid her for the company. I didn't pay her for the sex, legally speaking. But she let me basically what's the way to say this? She let me kind of like lick her asshole was kind of what I wanted to do.
I hope someone cuts out this video and please find the news stories from WVLT and WATE and show about this guy WATEing somebody's ass. The stories, the
That's
GoFundMe,
brilliant.
and
Yeah, I WATE'd her ass. That's great.
I need somebody to tag the news channels and get them to do a follow up because this guy was doing the rounds on TV begging for money. Help me. I'm a victim of a violent crime. And he took people's hard earned money, people trying to help him, and he took it and went to a strip club in LA and paid someone to do that to them.
No, I paid her for the company, legally speaking. But yeah, I mean, some of that money disappeared somewhat quickly because of that LA trip. And then,
I know none of it came to me. I know I didn't get what I was owed.
Yeah. I actually stiffed that girl on the second part of that payment because like I had to pay $200 up front. They don't fuck around on the Sunset Strip. It's not like you're paying for $20 lap dances there. You got to pay them $200 up front. And then I may or may not have promised some cash on the back end, and she may or may not have let me do some stuff. And I may or may not have came in my pants and ran out of that club and ran down by the Chateau Marmont and saw where Belushi died while security was. And she was standing in the doorway. He pulled his dick out. He pulled his dick out. Which is not true. I did not pull my dick out, but
I feel like this should be the number one answer on your most embarrassing stories, but you seem very proud of it, actually.
I've got a lot of stories. I've got a lot of embarrassment, I've had fun, I've lived.
Couple more. Power rank. What a awkward transition this is going to be. Power rank Dairy Queen Blizzards. I like the Oreo. I like the Reese's. That's the only ones I ever get. I guess throw the M&M in there too, because I imagine M&Ms are good as well.
Number one is the one that doesn't slide out when they turn it upside down. I don't eat a lot of Blizzards, but when I go, usually what I do is I mix the strawberry cheesecake with the Oreo. I get an Oreo cheesecake and add strawberry, which is a weird combination, but I like the way I don't know, I like it. So that's really the only one I get. And
Last
I don't
one.
that often.
Last one. What conspiracy or unsolved mystery would you like to know the complete truth about?
Can I say what happens when we die? Or is that's not really a conspiracy? That's too vast.
It's an unsolved mystery. I mean, I think that's a little cheating, but good answer. Good thought.
I'll say 9/11. I mean, because I don't really care about Kennedy. That was a long time ago. I don't really give a fuck. Obviously, like the mob was trying to whack the Kennedys for whatever reason. I don't know what happened there, but I don't really care. The Earth is not flat. Like you got to be a moron to believe that. So like I don't even know what all the best conspiracies are, but 9/11 is the one that like obviously that has some question marks around it, and
So just
I
all of 9/11.
yeah, and it was such a if it was an inside job, like that'd be a pretty damn big job. You know what I mean? Like
I don't think it was an inside job, but I do think we let it happen.
yeah, well, I don't know. That I'd like to know. That'd be my number one.
I think we let it happen. I think because I mean it's pretty documented that we intercepted the message and just kind of whatever.
You
Not to
think
go
they
full,
just let them do it?
not to go full kook. You know that's how you get into war, man. That's how you get into the war. Whenever you have acts of terrorism, it's documented. We did that in Pearl Harbor in World War II. We intercepted that and just let it happen too. We lied about U-boats, we lied about specifics. I don't remember really exactly, but like that's how we got into World War I as well. Like you let something happen, you get into war. It's good for the country.
How great was the patriotism back then,
That's
though?
what I'm saying. It brought the country together, and we went and we had weapons. We found the weapons of mass destruction. We did all this, and this. I don't know. I do kind of think that we wanted to get into war. I do kind of believe that.
It really boosted the careers of the country music stars. Like they were able to make a lot more money.
That's what I've always said. Few people benefited more from 9/11 than country music.
Yeah, Toby Keith, Alan Jackson, probably Brooks and Dunn. I don't remember their song, but maybe who knows?
Only in America.
Oh,
That
yeah,
one kind of
yeah.
that one kind of had some ties to it. But all of 9/11, sure. I would like to know what happened on was it Flight 93, the one that got taken down in Pennsylvania? Because I think we shot it down.
Yeah, they made those people on that plane to look like heroes.
Yeah, they made them martyrs, and that was a big, hey, good job, USA,
Yeah.
the American resolve. I kind of think they shot it down just to keep it away from the White House, is what I think. But I would like to know.
You think they got the Air Force up there?
I don't know if it got the Air Force up there or if they shot it from the ground or whatever. But I don't know. That's what I'd like to know. That one, I think. But that's not my answer. I don't know, like the Epstein list. Are we over the Epstein list? We don't care about it.
I mean, I think that's just out there. I think people have just accepted that. But
all of you get to find out about the names. You get to find out about everything. We're over that. We don't really care.
I mean, I feel like at this point, like it wouldn't surprise anybody. Like I don't know. Maybe it would surprise if there was like a video of Oprah with like that might surprise people.
Am I allowed
they knew exactly what was going on?
Am I allowed just to say like OJ?
Conspiracy?
Just unsolved mystery. Like just what happened with OJ?
I feel like that one's pretty accepted too. Like he obviously killed those people, right?
Just accepted that he went in and stabbed them. I mean, yeah, but I'd like to see it. Or know for sure.
I mean, the jury pretty much admitted that like they knew he did it, but it was payback for the LA riots.
I don't think the jury admitted that, but I mean that's what people think. Like
there was some video with one of the jurors, like I don't know.
I mean, the civil unrest definitely played a part into it. I mean that was on the heels of the Rodney King stuff. I don't know. Some people think his son did it, and that he helped cover it up. But like you said, that's hard to waste your one unsolved mystery on, just because it does feel more likely than not that he did it himself.
I mean, I'm kind of blanking on the other good ones. Like, what are the other good conspiracies? Like, there's like the plane that crashed over the Russian flight or whatever. Or
I was gonna say flight like M171 or whatever it was. It disappeared on my birthday, by the way. Yeah, like the one that just disappeared forever. That's probably, is it M371 or something like that? Like that was my answer for a long time. I want to know what happened with that plane.
What birthday was that it disappeared on?
That's a good question. It would have been 2014, maybe.
Oh, you know what else disappeared on that birthday was your hair. Your hairline disappeared on that birthday.
That would be about the time I started shaving my head and just keeping it down. Actually.
Yeah. Wow, how that happens.
Flight 370, not 371, but
the Malaysian
I was close.
Or whatever.
2014, March 8th, 2014. How about that?
I'd say, I'd put Titanic up there.
What?
What
do you want to know about Titanic?
Well, there was room on that door for Jack. There was room for him to get up there when they did that overhead shot, pulling up from that. And, Kate Winslet's only taken up like a fourth of the room there. He could have got up there on that door. So I'd like to know why he wasn't able to climb up there and just had to freeze in the fucking water.
You had such a good podcast and you ruined it with that. I hope you have a good time in Las Vegas. Enjoy the Stones.
We putting this out Thursday?
I'll probably put it out Wednesday. I'll probably put it out tomorrow.
Oh, a little early episode for the audience.
Yeah, I'm not going to mess with it tonight, but I'll post it tomorrow.
Sounds good to me, buddy. Enjoy throwing that first pitch. Try not to throw it in the dirt.
That's another 3 weeks. We'll talk before then. Yeah, that's the 30th.
Yeah. Well, we'll discuss that later on then.
You going to come into town for it?
No, I got plans.
Okay, well, have a good time in Vegas. You going by yourself?
I'm flying by myself, yeah. I'm meeting people out there.
How many people you meeting out there?
5 or 6.
Degenerates?
Some of them are degenerates, yeah.
Be careful.
I will.
Be careful. See ya.
Bye.